Ladies and gentlemen, I just met this guy tonight. His name is Mike Sullivan, but he asked me to refer to him as Captain Sullivan. So, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Sullivan.
All right, man. All right, man. All right. Anyway, folks, let's see. I'm an airline pilot. Captain Sully is my nickname. Sully Live is my webpage, so my friends call me Sullivan, Sully, so that's where I'm at with that. As an airline pilot, everybody asks me the same questions over and over and over again. It gets kind of old. One of the questions always is the same question. Are all the male flight attendants gay? And I'm like, well, 75% of them talk like this. There's an emergency, and the red light, and red light, the exit light. And I'm like, those guys are all pretty much gay. Then there's the questionable gay guys. And I have a test. And so I get the flight deck, I'm like, and they always go by their full name. It's not Dave or Mike, it's Michael or David. And I'm like, hey, Michael, I got a light up here that says we might have a possible aft galley fire. Would you mind running back there and taking a look at it? And so, without a doubt, this is a way to tell men just run or move a certain way. Gay guys cannot bend this elbow at all. They're like, oh. Stop it. You're teasing, right? Oh, man. So that's my test. The other question is, all my neighbors are like, hey, are you going to Mexico, man? Because I could use some shit. And I'm like, okay, what do you guys want this time? And 99% of the time, it's sexual enhancement drugs. So my neighbor's like, hey, pick me up some Viagra. It's awesome. So I'm at his house the other day. I'm like, hey, here's 100 hits of Viagra, $1,000, $10 for a pill. I go, hey, buddy, you're only a couple years older than I am. What's the deal with the Viagra? And he goes, dude, it's like having sex when you're 14. It's awesome. So I thought about it. Spend $10 on a little blue pill, go back to my parents' house and masturbate. I always ask, is it as hard to get through security as it is for us? And the other day I was going through security at Sky Harbor, and I'm in a hurry. They changed my gate, and I'm on the phone to scheduling. They go, yeah, C4. I'm like, yeah, okay, gate C4. I'll see you out there in 5 minutes. And the TSA agent heard me say C4. So I get pulled out of the screening line. I go back to this little room, and I go, dude, it's not like I said bomb. He goes, well, now you did. So they have a secondary room. The guy's putting the rubber gloves on. About a half hour later, you come out. And the TSA agent goes, you know what? I have good news and bad news. And I'm like, okay, hit me, buddy. He goes, good news is you're not going to miss your flight. I'm like, well, no kidding. You can't leave without me, right? And I go, what's the bad news? Just out of curiosity, he's like, well, your prostate might be slightly enlarged. So prostate. So I didn't even know what a prostate was until I turned 40. Now I'm 41. I'm like, shit, I'm being in Morse code. This is awesome. PP. It's in the younger crowd. Sorry, yeah. Enjoy it while you can. Go to the bathroom every 2 hours in the middle of the night. See, married. In therapy, second wife, and so a lot of therapy, because I don't have third, can't afford that. And therapist is like, do something for yourself, but yet do it for her. So I got her a mood ring, and it's awesome because when she's happy, it's green, and when she's mad, it gives me a black eye right here. So we're hanging out the other day in the therapist's office, and I go, hey, look, I got a black eye, buddy, I need some better advice. He said, well, do something nice for her, something that she likes to do. So we're out for dinner and a movie, we're having a good time, we get home, and she kind of picks it up a notch. She's turning it on, man. She's like, make love to me like they do in the movies. So I spun her around, did it from behind, and gave her a pearl necklace. Apparently, we don't watch the same movies. So a pearl necklace, yes, pearl necklace, you got it, yeah. I got 2 kids, they're awesome, it's great being a dad. There should be a test for that, though. First child was fantastic, and my wife's like, let's stop. I'm like, well, that's because you're an only child. There's a whole section of the library about you. We should have another one. And the first one's born, and it was just so hard on her body, we decided let's look into adoption. So it's hard to find good white kids in this country that are ready available to be adopted. So we found an almost white kid in China, and we're in the adoption process, and we're writing down pros and cons, and we're sitting there doing it, and we thought about it would be a good idea. And some of the pros were like, later on in life, when the Chinese kid gets older, you teach our son math, and when he gets older, my son can teach the Chinese son how to drive. And yeah, this is about as white as the town it gets. Scottsdale is not a Chinese person, the only black guys in a comedy club. That's kind of overdone it. Anyway, so as we're going through the adoption process, we got pregnant, right? And so it was kind of crazy, and so we just canceled the check on that kid and had our second own one, and it was awesome. And they don't tell you in the manual that 1 + 1 = 2. They don't say anything about how much harder it is having that second child. After we had that second child, we figured out why there were so many kids on milk cartons. So my kids are older now. They're 6 and 4, going into first grade and kindergarten next year. They have the choice of being able to learn Spanish or Chinese. And it's an all-day course, 1 day a week, and then 2 hours a day the other 4 days a week. And so we had a big family meeting. I'm like, kids, what do you guys want to do? And they're like, Dad, we don't even know what Chinese is, and Spanish, I don't know. What would you do? And I said, well, it's your choice. Either learn how to talk to your employer or your employees. My boys started having the little problems with exposing themselves all the time, and so we had to have that little talk where you sit down with them and you're kind of like, okay, here's the deal. This whole bathing suit area, it doesn't get shown to the neighbors. You don't show it, rub it on each other. We're going to have some rules with this, and rule number 1 is, if you've got a problem, tell mom and dad, and we'll take a look at it. If we need some help, we'll get you to a doctor. So, the big test comes, right? It's like in 3 minutes. I go, who can look at your penis, boys? They're like, nobody, Dad. Nobody, Dad, says a little one. And I said, okay, that's good. I've got a Snickers bar and $20. Who can look at your penis? One of those goes, not me, Dad. My little guy goes, I don't know, Dad. And I said, okay, I've got a monster truck, $20, and a Snickers. He's like, come on, Dad, you have me a Snickers. All right, man, that's my time. SullyLive.com. Thanks a lot. Scottsdale.
Give it up for Captain Sully.